Imagine waking up to your motion sensors blaring up like crazy, only to look through your live security feed and find something so bizarre it makes you question if you're still dreaming. Take a look at the terrifying sight this man saw in his front yard. As he goes through the feed, he sees this strange figure walking around nonchalantly at stupid o'clock. But that isn't the scariest detail about the footage. The woman, or whatever it was donning an attire straight out of the 18th century. While the grainy video makes it easy to dismiss as someone in a Halloween costume trying to give us the runaround, what if it was something way more sinister? Besides, why would anyone dress up in period clothing and wander around other people's property at such an ungodly hour? Or could his camera have captured the apparition of an age-long terror? With very little known about the location's backstory, we'll leave this eerie mystery for you to decide. Number 8. The Baffling Downpour. You've heard of hail, ashes, and maybe even meteorites falling from the sky, but the people in this neighborhood witnessed something utterly ridiculous and straight out of apocalyptic prophecy drop right out of the blue. Trust me, you've got to see this to believe it. Take a look. These neighbours watched in total disbelief as fish rained down onto their roads like something straight out of a bizarre fever dream. It's as if a plane carrying a load of fish had crashed and the fish, without parachutes, just decided to take the plunge. You can just imagine their mix of shock and amusement as they suddenly found themselves with more fish than the luckiest anglers. But seriously, what's going on here? A supernatural fish frenzy, courtesy of the gods of the sky? Or maybe something more down to earth, like a tornado scooping up fish from a nearby river and scattering them everywhere? Let us know your theories on this fishy phenomenon in the comments. A poltergeist told me you enjoy scary videos like this, but don't subscribe just yet. We'll earn your subscription by the end of this scary compilation. Number 7. Witchcraft Cleansing. This next video left both skeptics and some believers of the supernatural scratching their heads in confusion, and it did just that for us as we watched and cringed. Take a look.
No, ya, no diga más. Ahora trate de vomitar. Trate de vomitar.
man appears to have something stuck in his throat, and the other man crudely uses his hand to extract this thing. Upon inspection and cooperation with the comments about the video, it turns out that the man had hair removed from his throat. How the hell did he get that stuck there? He wasn't experimenting with a new bolognese recipe with hair extension, was he? As we delve deeper into the video's origins, we discover that this healing ritual was quite common in Portugal and Spain. It's believed that these unfortunate individuals are victims of witchcraft, and apparently it's not just hair. This lady fell under such attack and she vomited what appeared to be a live frog during the cleansing ritual, while some witchcraft victims are trying to take hair out of their mouths. This doll supposedly was all for eating it. Of course, this is only a joke because that doll must have a mechanism, but still, the hair and animal coming off the throats is something pretty hard to explain, especially when it's so popular in countries like Portugal and Spain. What do you think? Have you heard about these stories before? Number 6. Cryptid sightings. Sometimes people spot things so mysterious that they turn to social media to find answers, as their own reasoning falls short. The man in the video you're about to watch caught one such baffling sight on his security camera. During a routine security footage review, he noticed that his camera caught something that looked like a person on all fours before it swiftly walked away. Several unsettling details stood out. The figure, though seemingly human and dressed in clothes, appeared disjointed. Notice how the arms looked separated from the rest of the body. Secondly, the image was only visible under infrared night vision, even though the camera had a human detection setting that wasn't triggered. Who or what could this be? Was it just a distorted figure of someone trying to avoid the camera? Could it have been a mechanical fault? An otherworldly? Heck, a cryptid? While we were scratching our heads like a cat on a scratching pole over this one, we found this video that would send shivers down the spine of even the greatest skeptic. This strange figure was caught snooping around a house before disappearing into thin air. The entity, whatever it was, walked on all fours as it scurried away. Skeptics believe this was just a scrawny, naked man escaping a pretty sticky situation. But what if it was something more sinister? How do you explain the extremely tiny waist or underdeveloped legs? While these were two different instances, could this second video prove that what the man saw on his CCTV was something other than a human? Or do we all agree there was nothing more than a skinny man running around like a primitive beast, and the first video was a bluff? Your call. Number 5. Haunted. Being a one-man paranormal investigator who explores an apparent haunted location at stupid o'clock for your teeming fans is all fun and games until the paranormal comes back to bite you in the ass.
뭐야? 잠깐만.
Not long after he made his way inside the old, abandoned house, he saw the mirror swaying rather rigorously from side to side, and this wasn't as a result of the wind. It felt more like a phantom hand, and when he goes to investigate, no one or nothing is there.
사람입니까? 가지마. 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 가지마.
Following the figure he saw through the door, he goes to check it out, without stopping to think that he might be falling into a trap. Anything for his channel, I guess. But boy, was that the beginning of the downward spiral of an eventful, spooked-filled night.
뭡니까? 뭐? 저기 뭐야? 와! 거기 누굽니까?
After following the entity into a quiet room, things take a dark turn as the stuff on the table starts moving, soon joined by the window rattling ominously. Talk about the calm before the storm. This should have been warning enough for our guy to pack up and leave, proving he wasn't alone in the house. Someone or something was messing with him. Who knows how long before things get physical. But our guy is not one to back down from an unsolved ghost mystery. So, he pressed on, investigating behind the window despite trembling like a leaf. He found nothing until this happened.
뭐야? 뭐야? 어? 너 뭐야? 거기 있어. 너 진짜 이지야. 너 거기 있어.
For a grand, eerie act, the figure appears behind the door partition, as if taunting him to come closer. However, our intrepid hero pulls the classic
"Screw you guys, I'm going home,"
and bolts for the exit before things could get ugly. Now, let's analyse his night at this haunted house. For starters, we notice how he sometimes fails to investigate moving objects, and when he does, he doesn't do it quickly enough. Anyone serious about proving to their fans that there's nothing to hide would be more proactive about showing that they don't have a sidekick literally pulling the strings. We also found it quite amusing that the ghost seemed more concerned about showing him around the place rather than scaring him off. Not to mention some jump cuts anytime he panned the camera down. Then again, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. We don't know why the house was so deserted, with almost everything in place. Perhaps it was a friendly poltergeist who dabbed in show business while it was alive. But hey, kudos to him for taking these brave expeditions into haunted places many wouldn't dare to venture. Real poltergeist activity, or just another paranormal entertainment? Share your thoughts with us. Number 4. The Strange Man. When this dude's dog developed a habit of always freaking out at an ungodly hour, he decided to install a security camera to find out why. But what he found only led to more questions than answers. Take a look. We know you must be as confused as we were when we first saw the clip, but don't worry, we'll put some context to what happened here. Apparently, his dog saw this strange figure walking past a house in the dead of the night and went berserks. As usual, the dog followed this figure before they seemed to vanish into the night. Meanwhile, the owner was also out that night with his flashlight, yet he never recalled seeing anyone. Even though the figure appeared to run towards him, he only discovered this discrepancy weeks later when he reviewed the footage. So, what really happened that night? Could the camera have created an illusion? Did you notice how the left side of the video has a light source, and the other is in the shadow, making it appear obscured or blurry? Could this vanishing act be a result of the figure blending with the background of the darker area? If so, how do we explain why the owner reportedly did not see or hear anyone that day? It's a real head scratcher, so we'll leave it to you to decide. Number 3. Messing with the paranormal. Imagine packing your luggage, ready to explore the most beautiful places in the world, and probably checking some things off your bucket list by visiting all your dream locations, only to decide to see the most secluded areas alone at stupid o'clock. Well, that's the deal of the lady you're about to watch. This is one of those days when she explored Japan after midnight, all by herself.
Y la leí completa y al final decía eso, sí, de que se te va a aparecer. Personalmente jamás se me apareció, amigos, entonces tampoco creo como mucho en eso. Amigos, estaba en este callejón y vi como alguien asomarse de la ventana y me sacó un pedote. O sea, pudo haber sido una persona real, obvio, pero no sé, qué casualidad que justo cuando estoy hablando de esto aparece ahí alguien. No lo sé, amigos. Ya estoy viendo cosas. Pero bueno, el punto es que, pues, esta es la historia de este espíritu. Que, por cierto, aquí se les llaman yokai. Específicamente a los que te quieren hacer daño, digamos. A los espíritus malignos.
After spending a couple of weeks in Japan, this YouTuber, not Zara, thought it was wise to talk about the various Japanese urban legends, questioning if they held water as she walked through the streets, alone. It starts off pretty well, until she gets this feeling that someone is watching her from a window. From there, her senses heightened, and things got pretty intense, fast.
Esta creo que no. O sea, hay unas que me suena que podría ser, pero esta se me hace como muy así de que... No lo sé, Rick, parece falso. Pero bueno, ay, hace mucho frío, amigos. Bueno, es que no es la 1 de la mañana, ¿no? También yo. También hay un... Güey, como... Acá, ¿vieron eso? Hay como una sombra atrás de mí, pero como que siento que se está acercando más rápido a mí. No.
Midway through her video, she notices this figure walking briskly towards her before mysteriously going poof. Coincidentally, she was just talking about a ghost believed to lurk the streets at night called Rokaru Kabai. So, we can understand her paranoia, and when she thought her night couldn't get spookier, this happens.
Como que la vas a poder ver así como rápido, por el rabillo del ojo, por como de reflejo, en reflejos de espejos, superficies, vaya. Oye, escuché como pasos. A ver, yo no estoy en la bañera, compadre. Yo no. Ok. Oye, no hay nadie, o sea, de que literal no. O sea, no hay nadie. Anyways, como les decía.
She hears approaching footsteps, and she turns to see who or what it is. She sees nothing. But did you notice how her hair got blown by the wind as she turned? At that moment, she was sharing the ritual rites of summoning a ghost who was believed to stalk whoever summoned it, although she claimed to have omitted some parts of the ritual, because she had inadvertently invoked this spirit on herself. Well, this is where it gets bizarre.
Repetirlo, tienes que volver a meterte a la bañera a la misma hora, hacer los mismos pasos, decir otra vez su nombre 3 veces y entonces así el fantasma va a entender qué es eso. Es una persona que está como parada bien raro y está viendo hacia acá. Güey, o sea, no se mueve. Güey, ¿por qué no se mueve?
She encounters something or someone dressed in an all-black bodysuit, trying to light a cigarette. However, this figure has an eerie feeling, as it doesn't move or flinch on a cold night. And when she zoomed in on the image, this person or thing seemed to have an elongated face. Did she get more than what she bargained for on this trip by meddling with the superstitions, supernatural entities of a foreign land? Or was she just being paranoid and her mind playing tricks on her? You be the judge. Number 2. Hospital night shift. While working a night shift alone, this security guard started hearing strange noises in the reception area. Knowing that the things she was seeing and hearing would be hard to explain to her colleagues the following day, she decided to whip out her phone and record what she saw. Here's what was caught.
Esto lo voy a dejar registrado porque son 16 de diciembre, 11 de la noche. Bueno, mira, esta wea está pasando hace mucho rato y acá estoy sola, weón. No hay nadie.
Who or what moved that wheelchair? Since when did wheelchairs have self-driving features? Or did someone push it as she panned the camera away? Jump cuts? Probably. But given the history of hospitals as paranormal hotspots, we tend to lean towards the theory that something pushed it, but don't take our word for it. Share your thoughts in the comments.
Steps coming from inside a closet in the attic. The sound of someone walking when it is evident they have nowhere to go.
Number 1. Late night creeps. Get ready to have your hearts racing like a sprinter on steroids with this video of a man on the receiving end of some paranormal attention. Although short, this is one hell of a scary video. Did you spot the paranormal Easter egg towards the end? As if the knocking and door opening by itself wasn't terrifying enough. A scary looking face popped up above the door as the door opened, not to mention how abruptly the video ends, while the internet is littered with thousands of such videos. The fact that this was the only clip uploaded of the encounter, coupled with the man whining like a scared baby, adds an eerie authenticity. Could this have been a real poltergeist attack? Or is it just another bid for online popularity? Let us know your thoughts.